But anyways, let's get a proper start to this. Hello everyone, I am Mulbre, the Cryptid Slime, and welcome to, I guess we're just going to do a Let's Talk today. We're just going to kind of hang out, do whatever, and I thought it would be fun to kind of show you guys what it is I have been doing all this time, because I've been having a lot of like real life stuff, and I've just been tired between the surgery, between going back to work, and between everything. So I haven't really been going live too often, but in the time that I have been on the computer and on my phone, even though I haven't been going live, I thought it'd be fun to show you guys what I've been up to. And during that time, I got stuff that I'm trying to do as well. But yeah, the stuff that I'm trying to do on this game here. So this game is called Wolvden. It is a browser-based game where you play as a wolf and you breed your wolves, you raise your wolves, you get all sorts of cool traits, and you can interact with other people. Like, it's just a whole community of people here, and it's really cool and it's really fun, and I quite like it. But like, this is my lead wolf, so this is who I technically play as. So like when I go hunting and exploring and stuff, this is who I'm using. Of course, her name is Islena. It's always Mulbre and Islena. Those are my two online names. So if you see either of those two, you've probably found me. Fortunately, Mulbre is not one that I've seen other people use. I have had Islena stolen before, or I don't know if you could say stolen, but I have seen people take Islena and use it. And I was just like, really, guys, of all the names to take, did it have to be that one? Let's see, who else do I have? Oh, this was one of my first wolves, so Allie. She's pretty, I like her. And this is her adopted puppy. So we adopted this one. And it has what's really cool, it has what's called black leopard shark marking. Let's go a little down further so you guys can actually see it. But I thought it was just super cute. And this was a puppy that somebody had put up for adoption. They sent it to the Enclave, and I was like, dibs, it's mine. This is Snowed In. He was my original stud. He is the wolf that I got, one of the wolves that I got at the very beginning of the game. He did not look like this when I got him. So when I got him, I was completely brand new, coming into this with no help, no nothing. Which actually, fun story about that as well. But when I came into this, it was just me by myself. I had no backup, nobody to ask questions, nothing. So when I made him, I made like the fuggliest thing I had ever even heard or seen or whatever. And so all of these markings that he has now, the mask, dilution, muzzle patch, the red back, the half back saddle, the white socks, and the red dorsal, those have all been applied after the fact. And he has cost me more money than I want to admit he has cost me. And I did remove him as my breeding stud. So my plans that I did have for him have all been put on the back burner because now he's not like my main priority anymore. But he's cost me like 10 gold. Add the white mask and black dilution, claw and nose skin marking removal. Oh, okay. 1 gold for the claw, 1 gold for the nose, 1 gold for the skin, and 1 gold for the marking removal. But then that's not counting all of the random marking applicators that I use. So he's actually like missing a lot from his cost bio. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these were random marking applicators, so it's 15 gold. So he actually needs to have like 15 gold added to his bio. But he's not even my most expensive one. Like, it was just like part of the learning process. And honestly, to me, that was a lot of the fun. Was even though when I first made him, he was like, it was really bad and I missed out on a lot of what I could have had because I didn't know what I was doing. But like, and then even though I spent a lot of money on him, even though I have no intentions of ever actually like using him as a stud, he's still like, I don't know, it was the moment of that learning that was just like, wow, you know. And I love that. And I'm not a big fan of the red, but I like how it matches his eyes, and that was completely accidental. That was not intentional. But for these ones here, Allie and Snowed In, I'm doing a lore-based uh, adoption project with them. So what I'm doing is they get one puppy at a time, and then when that puppy reaches adolescence, they're given an aging crystal, which then ages them up to adulthood after the next rollover. And then at that point, I will then chase them, which is how you get rid of wolves in this game. But I chase them because it gives them a chance to go into the chased pool of wolves. And that means somebody else can find them. So part of why that's a lore project for me is because then I'm writing stories to go along with that. And if somebody does manage to find them, hopefully they'll give me some information so I can add that to the lore project as well. But their first one, I can actually show you their first puppy here. So this was their first puppy. I named him Bear. And he's a cutie patootie. I like the Irish marking, which is this muzzle stripe, goes around their neck, and then comes down their legs. I think to me, that's like my favorite markings. But this was also one that I adopted from the Enclave and then raised up and chased. And he's got all this with him as well. But Calcium just has a little bit right now because he's still just a baby. So what I'm doing is all of the puppies that I adopt, even though it has no impact on their stats once chased, I'm adopting them, put them through puppy school, raise them up, all that good stuff. So it's just something fun for me to do. But Calcium here should potentially be a pretty valuable find should somebody choose to keep him, because he's got good colors for his skin, nose, and claws. He's a tier 2 on his base genetics, that monochrome medium 2, and it's silver, which people like silver. But what really makes him valuable is this black leopard shark. So this T2 means that you can only get it through the raffle stud, which my head here, as you can see, that T2, you only get it from the raffle stud. So that means somebody somehow got the BLS mark, and then they put this puppy in the Enclave. I don't know if it was on purpose. They haven't pursued getting it back from me at all. So I'm assuming maybe it was on purpose that they put it in the Enclave. But so yeah, it's just going to be part of my lore project. So hopefully somebody else will find them and they'll be like really excited. Who else do I have? Ooh, I got a new. I did not name them. I just didn't change their name. But I thought it was a pretty name. So a new, this G2 is just information. It means Gen 2 special tier base. We scroll down, so special tier, special light, Achilles. And 0.03% of all wolves in the game have that base. This one I bought fairly recently. So the person who was selling them, they were so nice. They're such a nice person. They put up a trade, a forum post being like, hey, all wolves 50% off except the ones that have this like Fushi star symbol. And so I'm looking through their wolves and I'm like, ooh, pretty, pretty. And then I saw this one and I'm like, oh, pretty. And so then I'm like, I want this one. And it was like the one wolf not part of their discounted sales. Just totally fine. I paid full price. But I just thought it was funny that like the one wolf that wasn't on sale is the one that I wanted. And then oh, we got Black Snow. This is one that I found. I caught her in the wild. She's monochrome light 2, Nepheline base. And I do believe the Nepheline is exclusive to wild wolves. So you can't, like I can breed her and get Nepheline puppies, but to get a G1 Nepheline, you have to catch her in the wild. So that's where I got her from. And she has no markings. When I got her, I actually thought she had markings. Because this is her standing up. And you can see how she's got like this sooty spotted black on her dorsal and her shoulders and head and all that. So I thought she had markings. And I was like, nope, that's just her natural Nepheline coat. But with her, here in her bio, I have NBW RMA project. So my RMA project is I like to get wolves that have no markings on them whatsoever. And then over time, I will apply random marking applicators to them until all 10 slots are filled. And then at that point, I would like to sell them. But as of this point in time, every single wolf that I've completed an RMA project with, I've kept. So I'm not doing very good at the selling part because I keep on keeping them. Oh goodness. And we have a blank. What do I have this open? This is like the same tab twice. Okay. I have a blinding snowfall. Get a couple of these open. So blinding snowfall. I cannot remember how, when, or why I got a hold of her. I have been trying and trying and trying and trying to remember where I got her from. Because she was one of my very first ones. So I've had her for, how long have I had her? 56 rollovers. So that means I've had her for 56 days. And I cannot, for the life of me, remember how I got her. But I do have a fun story regarding her. So if we go to the wardrobe here. So on Blinding Snowfall, she has a black back, black dorsal, black shoulders. She's got some black on her tail, black on her face, but then she's got a lot of brown in her too. So when I first got her, I just hit a couple markings here. This is what she looked like when I first got her. So you couldn't see the brown, you couldn't see the black, but it was still there. It was only at like 10% opacity. So let me lower the opacities here real quick. Yeah, so you can't see them at 10%. They're non-existent, but this is what she looked like when I got her. And I thought she was beautiful just like this, you know? I thought she was absolutely stunning just like this. And that's one of what would have brought me to her, is because I really like the snow base. Oh, I added the white mask, so she didn't have that either. So this is what she would have looked like. But then one day I was looking at her and I was checking her out and I'm like, wait a minute. She's got 2 markings that I can't see. Like, they're there, but I can't see them. So I gave her a couple opacity changers and it was like, oh my gosh, she has markings. So I'm the only thing I could think of is when I originally got her, that was probably a contributing factor to her affordability, was the fact that all of her markings, not only does she only have 3 markings, but their opacity was so low that you would have to spend money to make them visible. So it was, there was that. But she's one that I really love. And before I move on, I do need to go back to the crossroads. 6 minutes. Okay. I'm trying to do a quest before rollover happens in 17 minutes. So this one is Blizzard. 1 second. I'd cough a little bit. Okay, so Blizzard. She's NBW, which means she was found in the wild. No markings, snow-based project. Now, my snow-based project is, I really like the snow-based wolves. And, oh my gosh, there's something bothering me. So I really like the snow-based wolves. And as we can see, they are fairly common. 2.94% of all wolves have this base. But they're usually considered like unwanted. They're typically considered like a trash wolf to have, like nobody really wants them, collects them, but they are so beautiful. And I think that when people do have one of these, they're like, they really love it. And so I thought to myself, what if I make it my main goal on this game? Like I've got a lot of goals, but my main goal will be to increase the popularity of the snow-based wolf. And I have a few strategies that I'm going to do to make that happen, including getting like rare markings, racing up, getting really high stats with them. Just that kind of stuff, And so she's part of my snow-based project. So she's one of the wolves that I have with no markings, specifically so I can breed her to wolves that have really like valuable markings and start at a low generation. So then as time goes on and I'm building up these snow-based wolves that have rarer and cooler markings, they'll slowly become more and more popular, hopefully more desirable. And this is Calcifer. I know Calcifer is typically the normal spelling, but I was like, I was tired, so he's Calcifer. But he is actually one that I bought. I didn't breed him. Oh my goodness, he was a pricey puppy. But oh my gosh, was he worth it. Look at that pretty boy. This is him as a puppy. Let's show him as an adult. So this is him when he grows up. I do have a few things I'm going to change with him. So for starters, he only has 1, 2, 3, he only has 5 markings. I would like to increase that, as well as I'm going to increase the opacity on some of his markings, like his opal splotches here. I would like to raise that up to like 100%, because then that kind of gives him a nice little shimmer. You can see with the splotches, without, without. But it goes really well with his eyes, and I just think he's really pretty. And then his umbra cracks, which are at 90, I'd like to make that 100, which is kind of like, it seems like a waste to spend currency on 10% opacity, but I don't know, I love super saturated colors. And I've seen people get super intense with like, this has to be 15%, this has to be 50%, this has to be, what percent. And their wolves look absolutely beautiful. Don't get me wrong. But for me, 100% opacity all the way. Every time. This girl was free. She was free. The person who was offering her for free, they had posted that she was free, and I was like, oh my gosh, she's gorgeous. I was like, gimme, gimme. I'm a little unsure with her name. I named her. I picked out Christmas chocolate for her name. But I don't know. I'm not totally in love with the name, but I haven't gotten around to like changing it yet. But she does have puppies. Whoops. One too many tabs closed. So that was Christmas. Ah, here are her puppies. I can show you her current litter. This one has the new Nautilus marking, and it is snow-based, which is great. So this is like my goal here, is to get snow-based wolves with cool markings. And Nautilus is the newest marking they have released. And what gen does that's 3rd gen? Okay. So there's one puppy. This one, I mean, when I first saw this, it was like a flashbang to my eyes because he is orange. This puppy is orange. It was like a flashbang. And it's like, on one hand, I don't like it. On the other hand, I don't hate it. You know, I'm definitely not going to keep this puppy because it doesn't go in my project. But it's like, I don't like it, but I don't hate it. I mean, let's bring these opacities up to 100% here just to kind of see what he would look like with his opacities up. So this is that same or a gold puppy with 100% opacities. And, you know, I like it. It's not bad. Once you raise up the opacity so there's a little more contrasting between the markings and the orange, it's actually not that bad. It's just a matter of somebody would have to spend that money to do that. And then we have another baby. So this one got the most markings out of all of its siblings. This one got 7 markings. Oh, let me scroll down further so you guys can see above my head here. This one got 7 markings. Oh, but again, she got the Irish, which I love. Right, the cream Irish. But part of the thing with me and the Irish markings, I want them to be in slot 10. Because slot 10 puts them on top. So slot 1 is the marking that goes on the bottom, and slot 10 is the marking that goes on top. However, from what I could tell, the markings themselves do not change slots. So if the mother has cream Irish in slot 2, then if she passes on that gene, it'll always be slot 2. It'll never be in slot 10. It'll always be slot 2 because I have yet to see a single wolf where its markings have gone to a different slot. Which is a lot of times how, like, I'll know I'll know who the mother is purely based off of where the markings were at. Because I was like one day I was trying to like figure out who the mother of a specific pup was that I no longer owned because I had chased the pup. And I'm like, oh wait, who is the mother? So I went through my den and I'm like trying to find the female whose markings match up. And it was Blinding Snowfall was the mother. And it was like, so I don't know. I don't like that particular aspect about breeding. I kind of wished markings would change locations. Because let me show you, this is my current stud. So this is my breeding male. So he's the daddy of a lot of puppies. He's got 30, no. Where's this? He's got 32 puppies right now. When I was setting up his markings, I gave him 2 Hadal markings, Hadal Nautilus in 10 and Hadal Arapawa Coat in 9. And the problem with that, I don't want the Arapawa Coat in slot 9 because it will always be in slot 9. And the Arapawa Coat takes over everything. But to get rid of it is expensive. Anyways, that's my breeding stud. I think he is absolutely gorgeous regardless. And thankfully other people think so as well. Well, moving on here. Get a few more of these puppers. So we have Christmas Ghost. Little girl with a red mask here. So she's actually one of the babies from one of my RMA wolves. Which, let me see if I can find the mother here. We're gonna show the baby, we gotta show the mother. Maybe. Ah, here we go. Snowburn. Snowburn is the mother of that pup I was just showing. But she is a completed RMA project. So she has all 10 of her slots were filled with RMA applicators. Which is a bit of a double speak there, but random marking applicators. So she didn't get anything like super rare or exclusive. I think the rarest marking she got from the RMA was the Silver Shaded, which is a T6, and the Honey Inuit Unders, which is a T7. So T7 meaning it could only be gotten from a random marking applicator, period. And T6 means that it is gotten from breeding. So when you breed a white shaded wolf with a black shaded wolf, you get silver shaded. So those are like the two rare markings that she got from those. But this is what she looks like. I thought she came out pretty nice. Like, it was rough. Don't get me wrong. It was rough for a while. When she got the red mask and she had, because it was like her second item that she got from the RMA. It was the second one that she got. It was rough. Okay, she did not look good. But then once the rest of the markings kind of came together, it was like, okay. Okay, the RMAs had a vision. Then this is her baby. So that's where the mask came from. But I thought she was cute. She definitely got some of her mom's stuff, but not too much. I think a lot of hers came from her dad. Yeah, so Snowburn was the mom, and then her dad was a now retired stud. But this girly bop, this is Colors of Ice. She is an NBW, so a wild wolf that somebody else had chased, so meaning somebody else bred her, and then they chased her. And I actually bought her from the trading center, so I'm not the one that caught her. But I just like, I saw her and instantly I was like, she is gorgeous. And I needed her. So I got her. And I don't know how much of that glitched out really bad, but because on my end everything froze. No, I thought she's pretty, she's got double umbra cracks, which I thought was pretty cool. And then she's got a lot of like the super highly saturated markings, which I love, absolutely love. And I changed her base. I will be honest, she didn't come as a snow base. She was birch. Her base coat was birch, and I was like, you know what? I'll spend the money and change that. just so she can stay in my den. I thought she was pretty. I added the decor myself, so the butterflies. I thought it matched. I thought the butterflies added a nice touch because they make her look like she's glowing. Because the butterflies themselves don't actually add any sort of glowing effect. Oh, we're doing rollover. Yay! Although, trying to think about what big things I had for today. I don't think I had any puppies being born today. I've had my rollover. I got a bighorn sheep ram carcass for rolling over 7 days in a row. Nice. Let's see what my notification for the day is. Okay, so what this is saying is survival changes. So puppies have a survival bar, and if it is anything less than 100%, they have a chance of dying on rollover. And so this is just telling me if they received a penalty, if they received a boost, or if they stayed the same. This is telling me that some wolves aged up. Snowy Peaks aged up. She gained the following training from puppyhood: 6 agility, 6 smarts, 2 speed, and 1 strength. Ooh. Reality of December got 7 agility, 6 smarts, 2 speed, and 1 strength. Puppy sitter experience gains. Okay. Proficiency loss. We this just pretty much gets ignored for the most part. The pupper proficiency loss. Rotting food. Good to... Oh my goodness! You have 1 adolescent that'll run away next rollover. You have 53 out of 53 in your territory count currently, and 1 adolescent due to age up at next rollover. Okay, so this is telling me that I have a lot of puppies that are hungry. Not something to worry about. I'm aware that that's happening. And then I have 3 adolescents that became adults. So the reason those puppies are hungry is because I'm trying to sell them. Trying to get rid of them. And nobody wants them. Which is totally valid. Totally valid. I thought I had somebody in here grow... Oh, there they are. This one, the gravel grew up. Okay. And the other 2 that grew up. Where's my note? Did I clear? Oh, I left the notification. Whoopsies. So who all grew up? Snowy Peaks and Reality. Oh, so here's Snowy Peaks. I named her that because of the little white splotches on the black and brown look like a mountain. Okay, so she's all grown up. Ethel is her mom. Okay. And this one, I believe Ethel should also be her mother. These ones two should be siblings. Yes, Ethel is her mother. And yes, that is a 3rd eye. She has 3 eyes. Ooh, look at all that food I have to salvage. Salvaged! Go through the feeding process, and then we'll go back to wolves on parade. Gotta feed everyone. Oh, such hungry puppies. So hungry. And you know, I put in my title that I was supposed to be writing lore, and that is like not what I am doing. As I continue just to feed them. I should really write lore. Guess what I'm not going to do? Gosh, knowing me, I probably won't, like, even get around to it. And yes, there is a quicker way to do this, but it costs real money. So guess what I won't be doing is the quicker way to do this. Because I am broke AF. And it is what it is. But I'm still broke. Got too many wolves. I got too many mouths to feed. Okay. We have reached the end of the wolves that I'm feeding. But I will go through and like feed everyone else individually. But for now, let's go back to the puppies on parade. So where did I leave off? Ah, yes. Colors of Ice, her puppies. So this is her first litter in my den. I have no idea if she has litters elsewhere. I thought it was cute, like the bright blue on this boy. He has 6 markings. That was very cute. I like this one because it's got the toes. It's got white toes. This puppy got her white toes from her dad. So I thought that was cute. But the umber cracks from her mom. This is a little boy, again, white toes from the dad. I like that all of them got the umber cracks. I mean, it was hard not for them to get that with their mother having it twice. But this one does have the snow base, which is what I'm after. So I thought that was pretty aesthetic. And then this one, Deep Snow, son of Deep White and Snowed In. So he doesn't really match anything I'm going for, and I'm not going to breed him. However, he is the only remaining puppy that I have from Deep White. And Deep White is, unfortunately, that was her last heat. She will not have any more puppies. She is done. Because she's 7.5, or she's 6 years, 7.5 months old. She will not go off of her breeding cooldown ever. Oh, 11. Okay, yeah, she'll go off of it in 11 rollovers. However, 11 rollovers from now, she will be dead. She will unfortunately have passed on. And so that's sad. And since I've only ever kept one of her puppies, no, scratch that. I think I have 2 of her puppies. Yeah, she's Chromium, Monochrome Light 3. So the thing with her is somebody else owned her and then they chased her. And I assume it was because it was an age roll because she was going to pass on it from their pack. I got her and nobody ever reached out to get her back. And so I've kept her all this time, except when I got her, she was 5 years old. And I was kind of hoping that I could try age rolling her again to keep her a little bit longer. But no, it turns out you can only do that once. And if I were to chase her, she would die. The game would just delete her. Okay, yeah, I have 2 of her offspring. The Seacock, or Seaquag, something like that. And Dust are their bases. And this one I was gonna sell. I don't know, maybe I should keep them both. They're both male though. I don't know, I might keep them both. It's not like anybody's bought it yet. So I have time to decide. But yeah, she's pretty. She's my beauty. I was very fortunate to have her for the time that I did. But she has all 10 slots filled. It was like Monochrome Light 3 Chromium, meaning so she's a tier 3 base, which is like really hard to get, and all 10 slots were filled. It was like, for a newbie like me, finding her was like, oh my goodness. Like, that was exciting. But at the time, I had no idea. I had no idea what any of that meant. I just knew she was pretty. And we got a few more we'll look at here. So Duchess, this is one that I bred. She's one of my puppies, and she's a snow base. I thought she was cute. I like her little setup here. I do want to use, eventually, some opacity changers on her, but I thought she was cute, so I kept her. Ealerina. I'm not the one who named her. I bought her. She also, though, I used opacity changes on her because when I got her, every single marking here that has the 100% on it is because I used an opacity changer on it. So when I got her, she had that exact same problem where she looked like she had no markings because all of the opacities were so low that it was like, oh, wow, actually she does have markings. They're just at like 2%. So I thought that was fun. This is one that I bought. I thought she's a cutie patootie. I like her. She, all frozen. She looks like ice with her claws that are kind of glowing, the blue in her ice eyes. Oh, I thought she was lovely. This is another one of my no marking snow base wolves. And I can't tell you who it was, but some of these snow base wolves, I actually used marking removers on them to get rid of unwanted markings, to make them markingless. And now that I've been playing for 2-3 months now, I'm like, why would I ever do that? So this is one I bought. But she has the Umbra cracks in slot 9, so right up towards the top where I like them. I just thought she was too pretty to pass up. Like, she doesn't match at all the project I'm going for, but I'm like, she's beautiful, she's mine. I added the wings. But I was just like, she's too pretty to not have. Oh, and these are her puppies. So these puppies came from my stud. So they bred to winter roses that you guys saw earlier. But he's got the umber cracks with the Hadal Nautilus, which is like perfection. Okay, that is what I want to see, is the umber cracks and the Hadal Nautilus. Like, beautiful. Freaking beautiful. They're 5th gen. So, like, the only problem, though, is that they're 5th gen. I mean, that's not the end of the world, having a high gen, but, like, at the same time, it's like, I believe this is just the umber cracks, yeah. Achilles ornate ways, and then a couple others. Not super ecstatic with this one. This one I like, though. It's got the Nautilus, it's got the cracks, and it is a T2 Nepheline, which is great. Monochrome light is what I'm going for. It's not snow, but it's still good. I like this one. Actually, I think I like this one out of all the other ones. I like this one the most. What do you look like as an adult? Okay. Okay, as an adult, she's cute. What are you at? 100%. Okay, these are the 100%s for those. White Husky at 1%. Okay, just throw some white in there that you can't really see. But yeah, like, just changing those opacities up to 100%. You guys can see why I like the oversaturated colors. I like the way that they pop. Got Mama Bee, Mama Whisper, Mother Gothel, and Mother Lilac. Now, Mama Bee is one of my very first wolves as well. I got her when I first started the game. Got her for 63 rollovers. Only bred her once. I have no intentions of breeding her again, but just more of an emotional attachment to Mama Bee. More so than I have zero interest in doing any projects with her. Mama Whisper. She was traded to me. Mother Gothel. added the decor on her myself. I thought it matched her nicely with her yellow base. She's got a lot of markings. She's gone into heat twice since I've owned her. And she's about to go into heat tomorrow. But I don't have anyone I want to breed her to. Like, I haven't found any good studs with her that give me nice babies. Even though she's got some really good markings. Like, she's got Black Vixen, which is a good one. Damascus Unders, which is a good one. Like, she's got some good stuff. But I just haven't found anybody I want to breed her to. So yeah, she's like, I've wasted 2 of her heats not breeding her. And probably never going to. Mother Lilac, though. She has given me some beautiful puppies. Like, oh my gosh. She has given me beautiful puppies. And I'll show you guys that here in a second. But these are her puppies. So this is her first one. And I'm just like, the white with the green and the brown, the way that it all melds and meshes. Like, oh my gosh, this puppy has no reason being this freaking cute. And it's got the white tail spots, which is fantastic. And then this puppy also has the white tail spots. But again, it kept that, I believe it's the white carnage specifically that's giving it this look. The red came from the father. This one is, again, it has that white carnage, but this is a more of like a darker green kind of blue color. I thought it was adorable. And then I have another red colored one, which the red came from the father for the most part. This one's got 8 markings. It's got 8 of them. But like, look at that. Saluna cracks, 1%. Merged cross, 30%. Like, it's all like super low percentages. And it's like, dang, nabbit. Like, why do the ones that are like the cutest have the least amount of markings? Look at that. Saluna cracks, 8%. White bottom, 17%. Such naughty, naughty puppies. Just barely born and they're already naughty. So this is Mother Nature. She's also a wolf that I purchased. So a lot of these G1 females that don't really mix into what I'm doing, Mother Nature, Mother Lilac, Mother Gothel, and Mama Whisper, I got them all and Mother Ethel. I got them all at the same time as part of a trade. I cannot remember what I traded for them, but I got them all at the exact same time. I thought they were cute. They were what I asked for, and they did what I needed them to do, even if they weren't part of my breeding projects. Mountain Jasper. I'm not a fan of Mountain Jasper, honestly. This is one that I bred. And I liked her at first, but after a while, like, I just can't stand her nose. I have learned about myself that I do not like bright colored noses. So I named her Mountain Jasper just because, you know, she was green and she had mountainous and the white streaks, and I thought it worked out really well. But just as time goes on, I see that the way that her nose and her eyes look, they just don't quite go well. I think if she had darker eyes and a darker nose, it would really help. And Mountain Visions. She's one that I bought as well. I got her because of her eyes. I thought her eyes were just so cool with like that glowing streak on them. And Mama Ethel. She's given me some really pretty puppies too. The 3-eyed one that was on screen earlier was one of her babies. And then we got this boy. I just like the kind of natural browns that he had combined with the waves. It's like unnatural waves. adult. And look at that, isn't that a cutie patootie? Isn't that adorable? And I just liked him. So this is Reflections. She's one that I bred. This is one of my babies. This one was a gift. This is a gift. We go Snow's Reflections. I found her. She was an NBW that somebody had chased and I found. And normally, if I find a wolf like this, I'll give them back to the chaser. No cost, no hassle. But this one, I was like, nah, you gotta pay me to get this one back. I'm like, I do not want to give up this wolf. I will only give it up if you pay me. Otherwise, normally I try to do it for free. This is Snowflake. She's part of my snow base project. Snowy Day, also part of the snow base project. But I've had her for a long time. I've had her for 53 rollovers. And Snowy Moments, again, also part of the snow base project. Snowy Peaks, we saw her. Spring Melt, one of my original wolves. She's confident. I like that about her. Spring Waiting for Summer. So again, so I kept this one, even though it has the same father as that wolf from earlier, just because she was a snow base. She was the very first snow base that I bred. Any other wolf that I bred that has the snow base now, but I bred them, it's because I changed their base to snow, which is expensive, by the way. This wolf is an NBW, a chased NBW. This one was a gift. Little Tug. This one was a gift as well. Look at that. I like the little waves, the little pink on here. I believe it's the biform streaks. Yeah, it's the biform streaks. She's so pretty. And it was a gift. Like, literally, somebody saw this wolf and thought of me. Like, how sweet is that? Oh, Whiteout Storm. This is one that I found in the wild. He is not chased, but he is a diorite. And I saw him and I was like, what in the world is up with this wolf? Why does he look this way? And then I caught him and it was like, oh, it's the diorite markings or the diorite base. So I'm turning him into an RMA project, which actually I do need to update his thing. He's at 8 out of 10 RMAs. Update. We have Windy Tundra. She's one that I purchased. I have made some changes to her. When I bought her, her nose was bright pink. And I dislike the bright noses. So I changed her nose so her nose, claws, and skin are all grime, which is a nice dark color. But I thought she was still beautiful. It was just I didn't like the bright pink nose. This is Winter Aurora. Where did I get you from? You were bred, but not by me. So I bought you from someone. And you have the snow base. Did I change? I can't remember if I changed it or not. I probably bought her like that. What's my notification? Raffle ended. Oh, the official. Oh, and I didn't win anything. No, that's fine. And this is Gaze. He is also one of my very first wolves. And I just like him. You know, he's conceited. He's a bit of an asshole, but he's my asshole. And I love him. And he's my herbalist. And he's the only wolf I've actually written lore for. Like, he's the only wolf that has lore. Everybody else is just kind of like existing. But he's the only one I actually sat down and like wrote a story for. And we got my hunters, and then we have all the puppies that I'm trying to get rid of. So we'll see here how well that goes, but I should feed them. Okay, but now that we're like caught up on all of that, I'll show my hunters at a later time, but for now am I done with my chores for now. I've trained puppies. Nobody is going to run away tomorrow. Even though I've got room in my pack. Black Snow needs to level up. But I was thinking about keeping this wolf. I have a sneaking suspicion I know who bred her. I think I know who technically owns her. Or they don't really own her, but they bred her. They are the reason she exists. But okay. Finally gonna sit my ass down. Focus on writing. Actually, my ass has already been sitting, but I am not gonna focus on writing. So we got my goals. A little new tabby here. Gonna do some center writing, and how about we make it bold? And how about italicize it too? And let's see here. So as part of my lore to kind of like explain why it is I'm going to be doing what I'm doing while doing my projects, I was thinking about kind of making it like a curse, right? The curse of rotting ice, maybe, because rotting ice is a thing that exists in this game. It is it's a decor. I think it's a real life phenomenon too, but I'm not entirely sure what rotting ice is. I haven't Googled it yet. But my pack is currently situated in the mountains, and I do a lot of like snow-based names and a lot of like snow-esque mountain living lore. So I was like, okay, I could do something like the Curse of Rotting Ice. Sort of like the start of my lore. But then technically I would have to get rid of this wolf. Because it was like my idea was I could still bring in other wolves and keep it lore accurate, but then any wolves that I breed that don't have the snow base, I would just get rid of them, like instantly gone. How do I want to start this? Take a page from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Everything was fine until the snow began to rot. Oh, goodness gracious. You know, I haven't actually thought that far ahead. Insert lore Wolvden. Ta-da! I've written lore. Yay! Oh, goodness gracious. Look at me go, guys. Look at me go. Okay, well, I guess I'll call it a stream here. It's 2 in the morning. I got things to pretend to do. I just thought it would be fun to go live for a bit, and you know, if anybody felt like tuning in to see what I've been up to, then this is what I've been up to in my free time. Just kind of taking it easy, relaxing, just, I don't know, lately I haven't been too much in a content creating mood. My poor sister's been messaging me like, hey, have I recorded anything? Hey, have I recorded anything? And I'm like, no. It's been like a month since I've actually recorded anything. And she went through like the backlogs, and I was like, I told her, I'm like, you know, there's actually a video that I don't remember ever seeing get uploaded onto my channel. And she was like, what do you mean? I remember uploading it. And I'm like, but it's not on the channel. I have no idea where it was, but she found it. And so there is a new video on my YouTube channel. It is the compilation lore of the Meridian 157 games. So basically it's just like a 3-hour long video of me reading. If anybody can stand that for 3 hours. So yeah, I think I'll end it here. I hope everyone has a positive day, and I will see you all in the future whenever I feel good enough to go live again. Bye-bye.